Oh yeah, this is my RoboSapien version 2, and like most people, when I first bought him I played with him for a fair bit and then stuck him on the shelf. And he's been sitting there for about 4 or 5 years now. And the other day one of my mates come up with the kids and he wanted to play with it, so we set him up and everything seemed fine. They actually ended up buying him, and they took him back, played with him for one night, and the next day his one leg had stopped working. So they bought him back and I took him apart. As you can see, he's in bits here. And if the camera can actually focus in on it, you can see that the shielding on near enough every wire in this stream here has just started falling apart. Now it's that brittle, I don't know whether you can see, but as I'm touching it the shielding is just falling off. Now I was wondering what might have caused this, and the only thing I can think of is that at some point in the past the feet themselves were hot and the shielding of the cables has somehow become brittle and now it's all cracked up. But this was how it was when I first took the cover off. As you can see, there's absolutely loads of pieces of shielding missing, which is why the legs stopped working, because it was all shorting together. I've actually stripped back the shielding that holds the wires together, and as you can see right up the top of the leg as well, it's all brittle. And again, I'm not sure whether you can see, but as I'm rubbing it, that you can see bits on my fingers, it's just falling apart. Now I thought this a bit strange, so I took the other leg off just to make sure that that wasn't the same. And as you can see, the shielding is still on this leg. Let's just turn him over and get him comfy. Right, sit there my old pal. Now, get a bit of light on it. So I've stripped off the bottom part. Now as you can see there, once the camera focuses, bare metal yet again, but this, on this leg, everything was clear. Everything was fine, everything looked in place until I pressed my fingers against it, and as you can see, it's just coming off. Again, it's all brittle. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I actually think that this is a fault with the wiring that they used, because if you notice, these here are a separate wire. They're not connected to this main stream, and all of these wires, they're fine. The red one's there, the orange one's there, the green ones, all the separate wires, they're all okay. And again, just to show you, turn him over, this is the leg that actually stopped working first, but again, as you can see, all of these other wires, they're all fine. Now I'm going to turn him over yet again, because as you can see, I've left the shielding. As you can see, I've left the shielding intact. What I'm going to do is just pause the camera for a minute and peel that all the way back. Okay, I decided to carry on recording. I'm almost at the top with the shielding, but as you can see, in some places it's already falling apart. That's where I've been pulling at the shielding and it's rubbed the cable in. Now, as you can see, all of that part, well, it was fine until I just touched it. Look at all the bits on my fingers. You can see, well, look at all the bits that have just fell off. The whole thing, both legs, is going to need a rewire. Look at the state of it. Now, like I said, I'm making this video because I'm going to be sending the makers of this robot a letter, because I believe that they've used inferior materials to make the robot. These wires, as you can see, they're fine. They're not affected at all. The same on both legs. Whereas these particular wires, they're just falling apart. So were these used specifically to make the robot fall apart in the hopes that you buy the new one a few years later? Makes you think, doesn't it? Anyway, there we go. I shall post up a response after I hear back from the company. Goodbye.